Kristen says these are her favorite. I'm happy to hear it, because I like doing it. I like talking art. Here we go. Welcome in, everybody. Hold on. Wrong camera. Give me 1 second. Welcome in, everybody. We're doing a late night stream. I saw many of you earlier today when we were doing the giveaways, but we're going to talk art. We're going to go over all the new arts coming into our Obsidian Flame set, aka the Japanese ruler of the Black Flame. So be ready for that. And here's how it's going to go. If you guys want to follow along, I left the link for the tier maker in the pinned comment. If for whatever reason that's not working, I also left that same link in the community page. I was about to say, no, the community page. But we got Dar Binks in here. We got James Lloyd. James, James said, I missed the end of the last stream, but I saw I won the end of the stream. Oh, yeah, James. So I'll either contact you or you can contact me at crazyxcactus@gmail.com. But if I don't hear from you, I'll reach out. Not a big deal. But yep, Kristen. So we're gonna be talking about arts. Let's go to that screen here. So I have it here. I already have the first artwork pulled up. So I have the larger version. You know, if you've been to these before, the way I do it is that I have a larger version for you guys, so it's easier to see if you're on your phone or if you're on tablet or whatever. That one's easier to see, right? That one over there on your screen, right? And then, you know, I'm gonna give it a grade. I put it on my chart, and you guys, again, you can follow along. If you have the link, you just go to that, and you can follow along and make your own chart as we're discussing things here. James giving me the thumbs up. Gym Leader Marcello, welcome in, by the way. Sorry I missed you a few seconds ago. So yeah, so we just have our normal tier list here. We have S tier, of course. Just give a quick rundown. S is like something I think is like flawless, like perfect. I wouldn't really change anything. A is really high up there. Maybe there's like one or two minor things I change, but otherwise it's really, really good. B tier is things I wish would be different to make it higher up. C is just blah. Major changes I would have done if I was the art director and working with the artist. D in my opinion is like giving it a very, very low passing grade. A lot of issues I feel like with the art that could have been so much better. And then F is just like either I hate the Pokemon or I think it was just not good, or I'm just not excited about it. So yeah. Dardar says, I'm only excited for 3 card arts. Yeah, as you guys know, or may not know, Obsidian Flames is a very small English set. I mean, look, there's, on my chart here, I know you can't see it because my camera here, this part of me is blocking it, but, oh, you know what, I can scroll up a little bit. This is a very small set, okay, so, like, there's only 33, like, regular art rares, the SIRs, the full arts, whatever. If you count all those up, there's only 33. I mean, Paldea Evolved is crazy. It's like, I said it in my news update, but this set only has 12 regular art rares. Think about that, 12. Paldea Evolved had 36. Just the regular art rares, Paldea Evolved had 36, so 3 times as many. Scarlet and Violet Base had 24, so twice as many as Obsidian Flames. So, yeah. Now, some of you might know that there's going to be a lot of regular EXs in this set, apparently. Like, a load of them, right? I think Scarlet and Violet Base had 12. Paldea Evolved had 17 regular EXs, and I think this one's going to have even more. So, this set is going to be loaded with EX regular rares, but who's, like, excited about that? Really nobody. So, honestly, this art stream shouldn't be as long as the other ones because there's just not as much art to go over. I think there's almost even more art. There's more art rare cards coming in 151, if you can believe that. Not next month, in September, right? So, Jim Leader Marcello says, I haven't seen anything yet except the Charizard. I've been avoiding the set. Spoilers are crazy. The Gloom is insane. It just these sets keep getting more crazy as they go. So yeah, obviously, spoiler alert, Gym Leader. I'm going to be going over all of them. So if you want to keep, I understand if you don't want to, you know, if you want to not participate, but I will be going over all of these, what I think, what I like, what I don't, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's just go right into it. The Gloom. I actually really like the Gloom. I like the colors. I'm not a fan of where they placed the gloom. I think that's a little bit boring how they have the gloom up in the top, like, center part of the card. I would have had the gloom maybe off to the right or off to the left. I also would have had the gloom bigger. But what I do like about this is that, like, you've got the Weedles. You've got, like, you can see a little bit of Weedles in the corner there. Like, the colors kind of reminding me of, I was just recently at Animal Kingdom, so, like, some of the colors kind of remind me of, like, Pandora kind of thing. Obviously, that's not what they were going for here. But I do like the vibrancy of it. But personally, gloom is just not, like, a huge, like, favorite of mine. So, personally, I'm going to put that in B tier. That just means I would have changed, like, where the gloom is. I would have made it bigger. But for right now, I'm sticking gloom in B tier. I don't think it's going to be, like, not many people are going to pull it and be like, oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's some people who are gloom fans. But I don't think there's going to be people who are like, oh, my God, I got the gloom. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah. John Parker, welcome in. Just Hacks, welcome in. And, you know, people, welcome in, everybody. So we're just having a chill stream. I'm just chilling in my t-shirt and my my PJs here. Now, okay, let's go to the next one though. The next one I think we're all pretty hyped for. Now, of course, it's the Ninetales. The Ninetales, I'm gonna give it a grade right now, and then I'll talk about it. I'll talk about why. Now, I'm gonna give it an A tier. I think it's a little bit below S tier. I love the artwork. I love the colors. This is the same artist that did that Zoroark V-Star like alt art from the Galarian Gallery and Crown Zenith. That really cool, like, kind of brownish tan with, like, the Zoroark with all the crazy hair. You know, like, you know that card, right? So for me, this is A tier. I just wish, again, I wish the camera was, like, pulled a little closer to the subject. So, like, it's a little too far away. If that camera was just pulled in closer, and if that Ninetales was closer to us and we could just, like, really take it all in, it would have been golden. I just think it's too far away. So that's what takes it down from an S tier to A tier for me. Kenx just said, I just pulled that Ninetales. That's sick. I don't think my nephew was at a pre-release. Blue Moon was at a pre-release. He got some stuff. He didn't get the Ninetales though. He said several people pulled some of the Charizards, so I don't think the Charizard's gonna be that hard to pull. And we'll talk about that also soon when we get to it. But Kristen rates that an A. And again, you guys, if you want to, I left a link in the pinned comment. I also left it in the description of this video. So if you want to follow along and make your own chart as we do this, that's cool. It's cool with me. All right, so I do like it. I just drop it down to an A, but I think it's gonna be a beautiful card in person. You know, right up there with, like, I love, like, the Fletchinder. A lot of these fire types get really nice designs, like the Fletchinder did in Paldea Evolved. I think this will be a nice one if you get it. If you get it soon, or if you just buy a single, you know, it's worth it, I think. Now let's go to the next one. We've got the Palafin, right? It's the Palafin. It's like the hero version, right? The hero version. There's a lot of people out there that aren't, like, crazy about this card, or I had someone comment to me, somebody on Discord we were talking about this card, and they said it reminds them too much of the Flamigo art rare card from Paldea Evolved. Now, the Flamigo card from Paldea Evolved was literally, if you remember that card from just our set right now, is like the Flamigo, and then they copy pasted that like 9 times onto the card. So I can see what they were saying. That's why they were not such a crazy fan of this card. However, but with this card, you've got the Palafin in the center. In this situation, I like it in the center because it's closer to us, like in the camera. It really fills up the card space. And then I do like that you have the Dolphins. If you look at the Dolphins, they're not all the same. They're all going in different directions. They don't all have the same facial expressions. The ones in the lower part are like looking happy, like mouth open, looking towards us. The ones in like the upper part are looking off that way. Their mouths are closed, so they're different. Their fins are more slightly pulled back. And then there's even the little dolphin right above the Palafin that's heading straight towards the camera. So I like it. Is it like S tier? No. Is it A tier? I'm debating between A and B tier for me. It's definitely not C tier. Again, C tier is like, I think it's lazy. They did a not great job. So for me, I like it a lot. I think it's probably gonna look pretty great in person. So for me, I like it. For me, it's A tier. I know I'm gonna look in chat and people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm not really sure. Okay, so Kristen says C. It's meh and too centered. I see that. I see what you're saying. Dardar says, I don't like this card as much as I wanted to. And that's okay. I heard a lot of conflicting things about this Palafin. I don't know, this Palafin is making people, like, I don't know, it's divided people. Now, of course, we're all going to be divided. These are our opinions on each one of these cards, right? But I noticed some... I just thought people would be like, oh, this is nice. I like the colors. You know, I like the vibrancy of it. I like the blues. There's even, like, those purples in the bottom part of the card with, like, those, like, kind of coolish, like, neon yellows and things. And then, I don't know, like, you even got those, like, kind of like that halo effect. If you look in the background of the card, like, behind the Palafin and the dolphins, like, there's, like, that kind of, like, halo ring effect. I don't know what they were almost going for that. Like, were they trying to, like, evoke, like, how dolphins, like, in, like, SeaWorld and, like, you know, jump through hoops and stuff? Is that what they were trying to get us to think about? I don't know. Oh, Jess, Cactus, sorry I missed out on your first stream today. I was busy. Oh, Jess, don't worry about it. Jess, I opened up all your goodies. So for those of you who missed it, Jess, thank you again for all that cool stuff. And I don't see Six String, so he might be busy too. Or it's late for you guys. It's like 2 in the morning, so you're probably laying down. But you know what? I could even switch the camera. Oh no, I can't switch the camera because I don't have my iPhone set up. So Jess sent me earlier. I don't know if I can really show this. It's Jess sent me the Charizard EX earlier, which was awesome. I have the Mewtwo V alt from Pokemon Go. Jess, this was actually, I said in the stream, I opened it. You can go back and watch the beginning of the stream because that's when I opened it. Jess, this is actually the first time I ever got a Pokemon Go card because I haven't opened any Pokemon Go product still to this day. I have not opened up a single pack. So this is actually my first Pokemon Go card, artwork or card of any kind, if you can believe that. So that's pretty sick, pretty sweet. And then I also have all those singles off to the side, so I appreciate those as well. So I have all that good stuff. And then of course I have the artwork. Now, I will say I appreciated this one most of all, right? I mean, come on, like, you know, that one was pretty dope. The Pikachu was awesome because it had the cactuses, if you guys can see it. This camera doesn't have autofocus, so it's not really probably going to zoom in. I have a thick God of War lady. She's pretty sweet. And then, of course, we have the Iono SIR artwork sketched out. Now, this is one I'm still hunting from Paldea, so I'm hoping I pull this card sometime. But I will say, I still think my favorite is the Iono. I actually think it is the Iono. So, as much as I do love the self-portrait, self-portrait means that I myself did it, so obviously I didn't do it. But, yeah, I think the Iono is actually my favorite, because that's really damn close to the actual art. Really good. Why is Ninetales A, not an S? Oh, well, Luna, we already talked about it. You missed it, because you were gaming with Pokeballer Mike, and you might still be gaming right now, doing some Fortnite, and that's fine. That's cool. Hola Loco, says Carlos Alvarado. I don't want to yell too loud because most of us might be watching me like just chilling on the couch somewhere because we're just doing a chill art review stream. But anyway, Palafin is A. Let's move on. We've got the Belly Bolt. Now, okay, I want to be clear. F tier to me is like a complete failure. Do I think this card is a complete failure? No. Do I like it? No. It's just Belly Bolt. Why? Some of these Pokemon, I don't feel like they should have gotten an AR. Why does this get an AR when, like, they could have done Houndour and Houndoom in this set? Why didn't they do that? Like, missed opportunity here from Pokemon. So, for me, automatically, I'm not even gonna look at the chat yet because I know people are gonna be talking about this one. I'm doing Belly Bolt in D. Because why is it D and not F? That should be S. Okay, and well, Luna says C. Okay, S. He is beautiful. Kristen, do you think the Belly Bolt should be an S? Are you? All right, so we're gonna have a big difference of opinion on that one, and that's okay. That's okay. the reason why I'm giving this even a D is because if you're an artist or you're a photographer or if you're a graphic designer, if you look up the rule of thirds, this card is following the rule of thirds. See how when I talked about the first card with the gloom, how the gloom was in the center of the card? That's not following rule of thirds. This is following rule of thirds because if you drew lines, 2 lines vertically and 2 lines horizontally, where those lines intersect is where you want your eyes are naturally drawn to. Whenever you look at a picture or a painting or anything, a photograph, your eyes are trained to look towards where those points intersect. It's just a natural phenomenon about our eyes, like in our sight. So this card follows that. It's just kind of blah to me. I wasn't a huge fan of Belly Bolt in the game. I'm not a huge fan of the full art in Paldea Evolved, so the fact that they also gave it an art rare in the very next set is just not very appealing to me. So it gets a D. Carlos says, D looks about right. Kristen says, I love Belly Bolt so much and I love the dark setting. Yeah. I mean, I do see what they were going for with the cavern. Like they're trying to do like a dark cavern. I do like that they did like these kind of pinkish hues, like the purple hues. This artist was even trying to draw like in those caves, you know how they have those things called stalactites or stalagmites that are like those drippings, those limestone like things that hang from the ceiling, which is like over time like water has eaten through the rock, so it makes those kind of like things that look like almost like sharp daggers hanging from the ceiling. I think they were trying to go for that, but even then it just kind of looks odd. It doesn't look right. So D tier. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. All right, Cleffa. I like this Cleffa a lot. However, it's just a little bit boring for me. I know some people are really hyped about this. Like some people are like, "Oh, it's adorable. Look at it. Look, it's the starry sky. It's whatever." To me, it's just a little boring. Again, the Pokemon is in the dead center of the card. Again, what is with some of these artists? They want the camera to be so far back. It's like in photography, you learn like it's okay to go closer because the further you pull the camera back, sometimes you lose depth. You lose like interest, like for a viewer. The image can look stale. So like, why didn't they push the camera forward and maybe pivot the camera down? So like maybe the Cleffa is like just in a different angle. They're just like, the most boring thing you can do as a photographer is just do like, I'm just gonna do like, you guys like face me directly, you guys, I'm gonna take a picture, snap. It's boring. You don't do that. In photography, you learn try to do different angles. So I'm gonna give it a B because I do like the sky, I do like the colors. I do like even the star with the twinkle and the detail that this artist got with like the clouds. But for me, it's a B. And that's okay. B is okay. B is perfectly fine, honestly. It's just, there's the key things that I think could have been done to make this art really stellar, really stand out. Which is unfortunate, but I think it could have gone. I believe it could have been a lot. It could have been higher. I love looking at this one. It makes me happy. It's a nice, cheerful, like little piece, right? It's a cute piece. I'll give it that 100%. It just could have been more. That's all. All right. Ooh, we got the Larvitar. Oh, not is it because there's Larvitar, then Pupitar, then because I say Pupitar, and then Tyranitar. The Larvitar, it's following the rule of thirds. Again, the rule is if you take 2 lines and you cut it into 3 parts vertically and cut it into 3 parts horizontally, the Larvitar is following the rule of thirds because it's slightly off center and off to the upper right not quadrant, but part of the piece. But like, what is the Larvitar doing? Can anyone explain to me, like, is it like playing in like a, like, is it eating like just food? Is it like coffee? They look like coffee beans to me. Or is it like nuts? Is it like this Larvitar is like out in the desert somewhere, like in sand dunes, and there's like piles of food like lying about? I don't really understand it. Like, and it looks like he's eating crap. Okay, yeah, James just literally said it as I looked over. Yeah, why is Larvitar eating poop? Like, is that what it is? Like, is that honestly? I'm sure there's probably some reason for it, but it's like, what's happening? What's happening here? So am I hyped for this card? No, I actually rank this, even though it's following the rule of thirds, and I see a lot of people agreeing with me where I'm putting this. Kristen says C. What's his mouth doing? He's eating poop, says James. Yep. LMAO, poop, hallucinating, F. I don't give it an F. An F is a complete failure to me. I don't... Do I think it's a D? Do I rank it as low as Belly Bolt? No, but like I like Larvitar, but I don't... You know, like I was gonna put it in C, but honestly, like... Honestly, I think I'm gonna put it in just D, right above Belly Bolt, because I'm not really impressed by this. Like, what is going on? Like, if your viewer is looking at your piece, okay, maybe with like fine art or whatever, it's like, you know, your viewer doesn't necessarily have to understand what exactly you, the artist, was trying to accomplish with this piece. But with a card game meant for children and for adults, people of all ages, it's like, what's going on? Like, if we don't even know like what is going on, that's a failure. I'm giving it. I'm letting it escape the F tier because it's not a complete and utter failure. But yeah, we got people saying FF. Yeah, all right, but we're gonna move on. We'll keep going. Okay, this to me is either S or A tier. This Houndour is really good. I love the colors. I love the composition. I know that Houndour in the center is in the center. It's not following the rule of thirds. However, all those other doggos in the picture, like there's the one under the umbrella, there's the ones like, it looks like they're fighting over, or like they found like some like apples or fruits that they're kind of like all noshing on. And those two ones in this, those two Houndours in the corner are like eating that food that they found. The two Houndours in the middle are like kind of like fighting with each other. So I'm really like in my mind, I'm like, damn, this is one of those reasons why I'm like, they could have done a Houndour and a bitchin' Houndoom SIR for this set, and they didn't. Instead, we get Ice Q, and we're gonna get to Ice Q. We'll get to Ice Q. Freaking Ice Q. Yeah, see, like I'm very, very close to putting it S tier. I feel like, I don't know, guys. I'm going to put in, yeah, you know what, I do agree, it's definitely at least A tier. I'm putting it at the very top of the A tier. I'm even outranking this above the Ninetales, personally, because I do like how the camera is closer to the Houndours, and like, there's so much to find in this picture. Like the detail in those fruits, there's detail like in the bottom left corner of like, sort of like trash, like the dirt, like look at the dirt, like the texture of the dirt. Like that fence in the background. Like one of them probably looks like I think they even dug under the fence. There's a whole storyline going on here. This is why I might even put it in S tier, because there's so much cool things to look at in this card. That's what I love. Like there's even a cobblestone like kind of path underneath those two Houndooms in the corner. So I'm putting an S tier for me, guys. It might drop back down to A, but right now that's where I'm putting it. So because I like it a lot. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to, ooh, this is cool. This is very cool. Jonathan86, welcome in. This Sizor, I seen a screen cap of this. Now, I'm a little worried. This is not S tier. I rank this pretty high. It's either A or B tier. But I saw a picture of how this looks in person, and the colors looked like washed out. It's not this, I mean, maybe once I see it in person, I'll know better, but I saw someone take a photograph and it looked like from like a pre-release, and the reds were kind of washed out. It doesn't have the same pop like it does, because this is like the art file, right? That's uploaded to PokeBeach. So for me, like I just wish I wish this might be one of those things I have to see closer in person. But so right now I'm kind of like, it's definitely not S tier because of what I saw. Is it A tier or B tier? I still think it's pretty badass. Let's, there's like, I love the colors. I do like the reds, but if it is how I see in person, I don't think it deserves an A. I think it ekes by with a B. Let me see what the chat is saying. Carlos says, looks like the end of a duel. Carlos says low B. Too monotone, high B. Yeah, see, I'm kind of leaning more towards B. Dardar says, I wish there was more contrast. Yeah, see, that's my problem, because I saw that photo, and that's the issue. There's not enough contrast. It was like, I can't think of an example card that I have like nearby that I can say like, look, it's just like this. But yeah, so it's like, there are some card arts that I like when it's monotone, like it's all of, or monochromatic. Monochromatic meaning like, oh, it's using all kinds of red tones. That can be really cool, but if there's a printing issue, then it looks washed out, and then it looks plain, and there's no contrast. So yes, I'm gonna put it in B tier. I'm gonna put it in. Let me do what I've done before. Is it better than the Cleffa? It's not better than the Gloom. Is it better than the Cleffa though? I don't think so. I think it's gonna go below Cleffa for right now. This maybe when I see it in person, it could have been their camera, but when I see it in person, I might change this on my own chart later on. For right now, but that's where I'm going. Okay, cool. You got it. You good? Peace. All right, let's go. PokeJess says low B or C, and then Gym Leader Marcel says that's like some Samurai Final Cut action. All right, we got the is this the Reveroom? Am I saying that? Is it the Varoom? I think it's Varoom, right? I'm gonna say, is it? I'm not a huge fan of Varoom, but I'm gonna put it like high B tier. Is it as good as the Gloom? I don't know. I think it's better than the Sizor. I think it's honestly better than the Cleffa, okay? I don't know if it's better than the Gloom, though. Because I liked the Gloom colors. And the Gloom had some other Pokemon in it. I'm going to put it above, yeah, the Sizor and the Cleffa. I like it kind of in that slot for now. Carlos says this one is wild. Dardarbing says Varoom, okay. Kristen says it's too busy for her, okay. The art is kind of trippy. I like it. Okay. Varoom was a pain in Scarlet. Yeah. It is very busy. That's a good way to say it. Because there is such a thing as, oh my god, there's too much going on. The Houndour was a good example of just enough, but not like... There's a problem when you're like throwing too much at the screen, like too much at the person. It's like, ooh, like look at this detail, and like they're just like... Because that then that to the viewer, that feels like they're just giving you everything because they don't know what works. So they're just gonna, you know what, we're just gonna put a little bit of everything in the picture because then everyone will love it. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Because when you try to please everyone with like all the details and all everything, then you end up pleasing nobody, and nobody likes it because they'll be like, oh my god, you're assaulting my senses. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. Cleffa is better to me, says Dardar. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I understand why it's looking at too busy, but I like the colors. I like the kind of the whole car vibe thing going on. I don't know. I kind of like that spot for right now. And I just, yeah, like look at all the different colors. It's borderline too busy. It is borderline too busy, but I still kind of like it. I still kind of dig it. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, okay, we're getting to the Pidgeotto and Pidgeot line. Obviously, Pidgeot is in the SIR, so we'll get to that. Because we're going in order of the order numbers here. Now, you'll have people who love these arts. You'll have people who are like, I'm kind of indifferent. You'll have people who say, like, these are amazing. I do like them because... You know, I'm an OG player, guys, from, like, the red and blue days when I played Pokemon. Like, that's back when I was 9, 10 years old. So I'm definitely getting, like, those vibes. I mean, look, even the sign is a callback to Route 1, where you could get your first Pidgey. And that's where we all, if we ever played that game, that's where we did. So it's kind of a cool throwback. I like that all the Pidgeys are not the same. I like that they didn't just copy and paste them. There's, like, the Pidgeys, like, that. It's like peeking out from behind the bush. There's the one that's kind of like up, like giving you this look. And then there's the one who's like happy and like spreading its wings. Another one is like sticking its butt up, like as it's kind of funny. And then this one's kind of like raising its wing, one wing like this, and it kind of reminds me of Mr. Owl from Winnie the Pooh. And then this one's like doing this from behind the sign, like, hello. So I don't know, it's a cute card. I give it an A. Like, it's classic, okay? So basically that kind of tells you where I lean with these cards. So I'm an OG, so this is where my bias is coming in. I'm giving it an A. Do I think, in my opinion, is it better than the Palafin and Ninetales? No. So I'm still putting an A tier, just behind those two though. I give the Palafin and the Ninetales a little bit more points for just like the quality of their art though is better. So yeah. Yeah, I've got nostalgia factor. Okay, so and obviously the Pidgey goes right into Pidgeotto. So let me just tell you, I don't like this one as much. And this is hard for me to say because I love Pidgeotto. I love all the original birds. Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, right? The whole line. I just think this one's like not as good. It's like high B tier for me. Like they're following the rule of thirds, okay? That the Pidgeotto is in that rule of thirds. It's in the top right corner of the card, right? If you're looking at the card, it's in the top right corner over here. So it's like, I give it, so it's following that. It's almost just, I just wish maybe there's like another Pidgeotto like on that fence behind him, like, you know, or poking out from behind. It would have kept up like the kind of cute factor from the previous one. Like if there was just one more Pidgeotto in this, I think it would have pushed it up to A. Like if you just give me one more Pidgeotto like poking its head behind that lamppost pole, like, and he's like sitting on the fence kind of like, ooh, like, you know, like that would have been funny. Like, but like they didn't do that for me. So for that reason, I'm putting it in B. Could it go down? Yes, but I'm ranking it high though, guys. I think this is close. For me, it would have been an A, but I appreciate you guys telling me. Lunas gives it a B. Carlos says fun to look at, but he's still giving it a C. Kristen says put it mid B tier. Okay, I can see what you guys are saying. Yeah. And feel free to the leg in the top right corner is hilarious. Oh, you talking about with the Pidgey? Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, and if you guys ever like, if there's specific parts that you want me to talk about, I can. But that's just where I'm standing for this one. So let's go to the next one. Because we're basically, again, guys, this is number 12. Well, it's number 120, but this is the 12th regular art rare card. So again, remember, Obsidian Flames only has 12 regular art rare cards, and this is the 12th one. So this is it. Paldea had 36. Scarlet and Violet base had 24. So we're already basically at the end of the regular art rare cards, which, if you can believe that. The Lechonk, who's passed out, and he's got like, he's even got the food scraps around his mouth. The colors are great. The colors kind of remind me of like Hayao Miyazaki. Like if you've ever seen Howl's Moving Castle, like the kitchen background in Howl's Moving Castle has these kind of like warmer colors like this, like those greens and those yellows, and like a little bit of like those kind of like sienna browns and like kind of ochre reds, those kinds of things. I mean, look, there's even like stuff hanging from the ceiling. Like if you go into like an old school, like, or if you watch like old school like Victorian costume dramas, usually like the servants have like in like the kitchen or something, they're hanging up like herbs to dry for like, you know, the food for like that they're gonna make for dinner. They've got like hanging fruits and stuff. It's just, I like it. Am I a big Lechonk fan? Not really. But I like it a lot. I think it's a very well done card, well done art. I can forgive this one for being having the Lechonk in the center, just because it's just really well done. The shading is immaculate. The lighting is terrific. I mean, look, there's even where the name of Lechonk is in Japanese, you can see there's like a vegetable basket. There's just cool little things all over the place in here. They even remembered to do the shadows properly through the glass of those plants on the other side of the glass. So it just, all those kinds of things I look for, and I see that they did. Just really well done. I'm gonna put this A tier. It's definitely above the Pidgey. I think it's better than the Pidgey, honestly. Is it better than the Palafin on Ninetales? I don't know. I still like these two a lot. Palafin, I know probably will end up being maybe the biggest disagreement amongst all of us tonight. I like the Palafin though. So Lechonk gets it's still an A tier though for me, easily. Let's see. Dardar says, I like the Studio Ghibli vibe. Yeah, it does have like that vibe, right? Okay, so I'm not crazy. Yeah, it's in a food coma. A tier for sure. It's going to be my chase card. Castle Knight TCG, welcome in. We're just chilling. I call this like my art ranking PJ pajama stream, whatever, if you're just chilling. Just talking about the art for Obsidian Flames, or in Japanese, the Rule of the Black Flame. So, just talking about it. Yeah, very calming to look at. Better than Palafin for me. Oh, okay. Well, for me, it's just, they're kind of neck and neck, you know? But alright. Okay, so here's where I'm gonna kind of like... okay. Before I even look at checks, I know what people are probably gonna say about this. Most full arts for me, they start at C. A full art really needs to fight for a higher slot than C, because full arts in their natural state are, like regular full arts, especially Pokemon full arts, are boring. Okay, so it really has to the Ice Q. Why Ice Q, folks? Why did Ice Q get a spot? Okay, so Ice Q. Maybe people are gonna be like, whoa, that's too harsh, Cactus. Like, it's F tier for me. Okay, Palafin is no, not Palafin. Ice Q is a failure for me. Ice Q is like Fortress full art terrestrialized in Paldea Evolved. I don't like that one either. I don't like Fortress. Why does Fortress get like a full art terrestrialized? Why does Ice Q get a full art terrestrialized? Why do some of these Pokemon get these? I don't understand. Can someone explain to me, like, is it because like some of these cards are like more playable in the TCG, so they want to like reprint them? But they're terrible. Like, or it screams laziness to me. And there's nothing, I can't stand for like artistic laziness. It's like one of the biggest things. Like, why, if you're gonna be lazy with art, don't even bother trying. Like, maybe that's too harsh, but that's just how I feel. Like, if you're just gonna give me something like this, like, why bother? Okay, so it's an F for me. Ice Baby, says James Loy. Yep, this one makes me laugh. D, says Kristen Y. Pokemon Y. Yeah, and I feel like, Kristen, you're being generous with a D. It's an F for me. And Luna says big F. I like the SAR way better. Well, we're gonna get to the SAR in a second. Now the Tyranitar. By the way, real quick, before I get to the Tyranitar, terrestrialized can look, I know it's like this, people are like, oh, the crowns are stupid, but some of them can look pretty dope if they do it right. You know, but let's get to Tyranitar. The Tyranitar, this is one of those instances where, like, I think it looks kind of dope, because like the yellow colors really go well with the green. And before anyone says anything, I will tell you, this is like a lower B tier for me. I like it, but I'm not so much like, oh my god, I love this. Like, there's still some issues I have with it, but I like the colors. That yellow kind of goldish, like really shiny brass color mixed in, like the crystallization with the green, it really kind of meshes nice. I don't know. I kind of dig it in a way. Like, I don't know, like, it just kind of works for me. I like it. I'm not, but again, I'm not, like, a full arts really need to fight for higher slots beyond a C. And I think this just does just enough to get a B tier. And I think it'll be pretty cool to pull. I hope I hope it looks pretty nice. I think with those colors, it'll really pop when you pull this. It will, or if you buy a single of this. So I think we should. I would give it a chance. I would give it a chance. The Ice Cube, no. I wouldn't give that a chance. Alright, don't give Ice Cube a chance, but give Tyranitar a chance. Carlos says, looks like a broken shiny. Luna says, ugh. Luna, you're being too harsh. Alright. The Vespiquen. People are gonna be like, this sucks. I'm not a fan of Vespiquen. Let's put that out there first and foremost. I'm not a Vespiquen fan. However, I think this is kind of cool. Like, I like the darker kind of obsidian purple colors. There's some lighter purples in there, and then with the terastallized crystal, like the balloon thing is also like kind of like that dark color. I think with the yellow, this is also another card. I think when you pull in person, it's gonna pop. So, like, it's not F tier, it's not a D tier, because that's also like, that means basically near failure. It's not C. I think it's also kind of a B. I kind of dig that color combo. Like the purple and gold, if you remember from Daffy says in Space Jam, the purple and gold myself looks better with my color, with black. And there's some black in this card too. It kind of jives. So I actually think I kind of like the colors of this more than the Tyranitar. So I'm going to put it above the Tyranitar in B as well. So there's going to be a bunch of Bs here. But I like it. So, yeah. Purple with the white goes well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you like the purple with white. All right, Jess says purple and white is good. At least it's a queen, so the crown makes sense. Yes. It highlights Vespiquen's features better because of the shadowing. Yeah. I would like to pull this card. Yeah, see, I think it would be... If I'm going to pull a Terastallize out of this set, and these sets have only had a couple, right? 3 or 4. Well, we haven't got to the Charizard yet, and we will. I wouldn't be upset if I pulled this Vespiquen. I think it would look pretty boss. All right, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, I know Luna really likes Glamora. Luna, you know I don't really like Glamora, right? Oh, she's gonna be like pissed if she sees what I'm gonna want to rank this. Oh, Luna, don't be mad at me. Luna, don't be mad at me. She's gonna get so mad at me. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not. Is it at F tier? No, it's not a failure, but it's a D tier for me. Like I said, full art start at C tier. They gotta earn their way up if they want to get into the higher tier. Otherwise, they could drop down. I'm not a fan of Glamora. Not sorry. So, and it's not a failure because at least I liked the colors. I think green and blue, it goes really well. It has a nice pop to it. Yeah, see, she's panicking. She hates me right now. But yeah, guys, I'm just not a Glamora fan. Okay, so sometimes there are going to be certain Pokemon where my bias is going to come in more than my artistic integrity. Like, I'm on these voting standards. I'm just not a huge fan. And it's just a flower Pokemon, so there's got to be... I wish they could do more with this, but they can't because full arts by their nature are plain. So, yeah. Not much going on. I wish we had more I wish we had the rainbows more than these full arts. You know what? I kind of agree with that. If they had got rid of full arts and like gone with, you know what I wanted, but everyone else thought this was a stupid idea. And maybe I'm like in the only camp of this. I would have actually liked if they kind of still did like the black and golds. Like if they did like black and golds, maybe they'll bring back the black and golds for radiant treasures or shiny treasures in December. Like, I'm hoping that they do like black and golds and like radiance and all kinds of cool stuff for the shiny treasure set in December. I want to see those come back more in full force. But like, because the reason why I say the black and golds is because during the Trainer Gallery sets, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, Brilliant Stars, all those sets, they gave us 2 of the black and gold cards from VMAX Climax. They split up all those black and gold cards. I would love if we could get a set where there's like 12 of them, and then that would look so bitchin' on a page. The black and gold looks sweet. But again, I've said this to several people, and they were all like, "Oh no, I would take the full art or the rainbow any day." And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm nuts, you know? Yeah. That Pokemon design looks wrong to me. I wish they would do the rainbow as the Pokemon, kind of like the hollow as the Pokemon from... Oh, sorry. See, Carlos agrees with me. I got Carlos on my side. Mr. Alvarado, Senor Alvarado is on my side. All right. But I like what you're thinking too, Dardar. I like what you're thinking too. Like the one from the Delta Species set. I never got to collect Delta Species, by the way. Oof. All right. Okay, we're getting into the first Charizard of the stream. Okay, let me just... Here we go. I'm going to click and drag it. It starts, like I said, the full art start at C tier. Do I think it deserves a B tier? I do. Do I think it goes above Tyranitar? I kind of like the... yeah, it goes above this. It's a Charizard, so it's gonna go above this. It's gonna go above Vespiquen. Does it go above the... yeah, it goes above that. Does it go above Cleffa? Yes. Does it go above Varoom? Yes. Does it go above Gloom? I don't know. Hold on. I think I kind of like it towards the higher end of B. I don't know, like... Or does it... Can it fight its way to A? Like low A? Huh. Does this Charizard... Because I don't... spoiler alert. I don't really like the gold Charizard. I actually like the gold Charizard less than this one. You guys, I'm putting Charizard like low... You know what? No. I think it... I can't justify putting in A. Because I just think like it was lazy for them to use the same design for these full arts and these terastallized and the gold card version. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm putting it in high B tier. I'm gonna rank it above the other stuff, but I'll give it high B. I'll put it at the top. Because let's be honest, it's gonna be also people's chase card. They're gonna want all the Charizards. And I really hope that Obsidian Flames doesn't end up being like Darkness Ablaze, where in the long term, the only cards worth any value in this set are going to be the Charizards. It could happen. It's one of the reasons why I've only ordered one case of this set. And some of you guys might be like, one whole case? You got a whole case? Like, shit, I can only get a box. And you know what? If you get a box or two, fantastic. And then maybe get the singles. Or maybe you guys might prove me wrong. Maybe the community will prove me wrong, and people will be like, Obsidian Flames is dope because it's easy to master set, so we can have like a nice, quick, and easy, not too expensive master set. So there you go. But yeah, so we got a B. Oh, by the way, let me go back up because I missed a couple comments. Carlos, yep, said like the gold. Castle Knight says, yeah, I agree on the black and gold. I feel like they broke up all the different art types, simple and clean. Yeah, I would love if we can get a set where we get like 12 of those, like instead of like... I just think that would be really cool. Like, and put it in like a reverse slot for one of the sets. So it's like another one of those kinds of things where it's like, oh, we got a double banger. We got a, you know, just like the trainer galleries. Put it in that reverse hollow slot, right? One of the reverse hollow slots, and it's like, oh damn, we got a sick double banger in here. We got a black and gold, and we got a full art, blah blah blah. Or we got an SIR. Oh, this is a great, fantastic pack. So, a lot of cool opportunities for black and gold, I think. I'm not a Charizard fan. Personally, go anything. Venusaur's a win. I only pull Charizards to trade, to be honest. Well, so Dardar, you must be looking forward to 151 because there's some good stuff in there. And we did the ranking about a month ago for 151, and I think it's going to be pretty sweet. I still haven't pre-ordered anything for 151, and I really need to get on it. All right, let's go to the next one. We got the Absol Full Art. The Absol Full Art. Okay, let's do my thing here, right? I'm gonna click and drag it up to C tier. Does it belong in an upper tier? I don't know. I like Absol. I like the purple. I like the kind of halo-y thing, but I think this might be the first full art that just kind of slots nicely into the C tier. And this is not, it's not bad. It's not great. This is just, again, full arts start at C. I think it deserves to just kind of stay at C. It's fine. I think when people pull it, it'll still be like a nice full art. It'll be worth a few dollars. If it's playable, it might bump up the value. But I think it's a C. Kristen says beautiful background, S tier for me. Oh, for Absol, Kristen. I do like the colors of the background. It's just, I don't know. It's just a full art. I don't see anything that kind of justifies like bumping it up to like a B tier to give it that boost. So I'm leaving it in C tier. This is the first C tier of this one. Yes, Absol is one of my oh, Absol is one of your favorite. Gotcha. Okay. So like for me, like if this was a Gardevoir, even if the background was like this, I'd probably push it up to a B. So that's I just think it's C. I wish I could push it up higher. I can't. I just think it's kind of it's fine. By the way, it's fine. You know, yeah. Now I can't even talk. This is Reveroom. I like the color of the background. I like the kind of coppery tones. They're definitely, it kind of gives me like, you know, it's like an engine thing, right? Like they use it in the engines in the game. So the copper kind of reminds me of like copper wiring and stuff. Just for me, it's kind of low, you guys. I'm not really a big fan of this. I'm a huge fan. I really like the SIR, but this is not my bag. I'm gonna put it more towards the lower. Let me do my thing. Is it C tier? Let's start at C tier. Is it good enough to go up to B? It's cute. I like the kind of tongue hanging out like the gasket at the top, like the intake of the engine thing. Is it bad enough to deserve a D though? I don't know. I kind of slot it behind the Absol at C. It's not great. It's not bad. I give it props. I give it credit for that background. The color with those kind of like, it looks like copper sheeting, but it also kind of looks like ramps of some kind. Like the way it's like stepping up, if you look like those triangle kind of like going up, like layered. But it's like, I'm keeping it C for me, right behind, it's gonna go right behind the Absol and C tier for me. And Luna says B. Kristen says C, it's laughable. Carlos says D. It's better than Larvitar for sure. Yeah, it's definitely better than the Larvitar that's like eating the pile of poop. And I bet you it's probably, I bet you that a Larvitar card, by the way, guys, is probably something super innocent. Like it's eating like, oh, you know that food that like Brock once gave like the Zubat in that episode? It's like that stuff. It's in a pile. Like it's probably something like really silly. So yeah. Oh, Pidgeot. Oh, Pidgeot. Full art. Oh. Oh. Oh, Pidgeot. I'm gonna. This is killing me having to do this to a Pidgeot. But when I saw this full art, I'm not a fan of this full art. I mean, look at its feet. Look at its feet. Why is a Pidgeot kind of like doing this with the feet and like have the wings out like this? Like, are you you're not mid-flight, because if you were mid-flight, the wings would be out more like this. Are you doing a dance? Like Pidgeot, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is it an F tier? This is obviously this is not a failure. This card's not a failure. This card is not a success either, so it's definitely not getting a B from me. Is it failing hard enough to get a D? I don't think so, you guys. I think I put it. It's not even as good as the Reveroom in my opinion. I'm just confused by the posing of Pidgeot like this, and then like the artist like did that like kind of like explosion effect. Like you see how like the blue is like kind of cascading outwards like an explosion effect. It looks like icicles kind of exploding out, or like lasers. I don't understand it. I don't understand this. So is it? I'm almost like getting to the point where I'm so close to putting it at like the top of D tier. That's why I'm so upset with this. But like the fact that it's Pidgeot and like at least the colors are kind of cool and kind of pop is what's kind of keeping it in C tier, at the bottom of C tier. But yeah, so like Dardar says low C. Carlos says C. PokeJess is laughing at me or laughing at the Pidgeot. Maybe my description of it. Yeah, it's not. It could be so much better, you guys. Could be so much better. Yeah, it's stuck in a space warp. Like something happened where it's like, is it jumping through space time? Like, is it going to light speed? Like, what is this? Is it in Star Wars? I don't know. Star Trek? What is this? What is this? What is this? All right, enough of that. The Gita. I like Gita. She's not going to be anywhere near as expensive as Miriam or Iono because she doesn't have pink hair. For those of you who don't know, like in animes and in collecting things, like Japanese fans love any character with pink hair. In animes where there's a chick with pink hair, she's usually going to be like, when I say usually, I mean like there's like probably a 90 to 95% guarantee that she'll always be more popular than anyone else in the cast. Like if there's a pink-haired girl in the show, people are going to love her, okay? She'll, even if she's a supporting character, they might even like her more than some of the main characters. Yeah, so I like the Gita though. I think she'll look amazing in person. I do like her hair. I like the colors of her outfit, the blues, the blacks, even those like little specks, like those streaks of like in her hair of like that gold that's the same matching kind of goldish tan color of her like tie, her like necktie thing, or even her gloves has the detailing properly of the gold on the back of one of her gloves is pretty sweet. The sky in the background looks good. The cliffs in the background are good. I like it. I think. I'm just debating, guys. It's not F. It's not a failure. It's not a D. It's not a C. A B is like, you know, just has a big changes. There's not really many things you can change with a full art trainer. I like her. I like the pose. I like the colors. I'm just deciding if it's B or possibly A. I have people saying B. I have FN Viking, welcome in. We're just chilling, brother. We're just ranking some of these artworks here. I'm at the Gita regular full art. Do I put it in B or do I give it, or is it high enough to get an A? All right, so let's do this. I do my thing. It's better than the Tyranitar, the Vespiquen, the Sizor, the Cleffa. Definitely better than the Varoom. You know what? Hold on, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna put the Varoom below the Cleffa. I kind of like the Cleffa more, so this is one of those examples when I kind of move things around. Do I think it's better than the Gloom? Yes. Do I think it's better than the Pidgeotto? Yes. I think it kind of goes with the. I think it's up there. I might even switch these. I think I kind of like it more than. No, I'm gonna put it with the Charizard, and I think I might move. Guys, this is tough. I think I'm gonna move the Pidgeotto down as well to below the Cleffa. Yeah, yeah, I kind of like that better. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Oh, we got Pokeballer Mike in here. We got a. Oh yeah. We got a. Oh yeah. I don't have it on my stream deck, Mike.
Bruh.
I know. I should have it on there, bruh. I should, but I don't. All right, we're still ranking these. We're gonna go to the next one. What is after? Please, someone help me. Isn't this in the game? I believe this guy's name is Ortega. Ortega, right? The guy, the young kid with like the wand thing, whatever. I think it's Ortega. Yeah, it is. Okay, I was right. Yay, me. Okay. I do like the colors. I like how he's standing. I like the pose. This is not an easy kind of thing for an artist to do because how the camera is, it's kind of like in a downward angle on him. So I give the props to the artist for that. Let me just go through my list here. Is it C? No. Is it B? I think it could be in B. Do I like it more than the Gita though? No, but it's above the Tyranitar. It's above the Vespiquen, the Sizor, the Varoom, the Pidgeotto, the Cleffa. Does it go above the Gloom? Does it go above the Gloom? I think it does. We have a lot of B tiers on this list this time. I think I might have to force myself to start getting harsh with some of these beats and move these around. But it's definitely not better than the Gita in my opinion. But I like the colors. I like the pose. I think the artist did have a problem with the other hand. The hand that's doing like this with his hair. I think there's kind of a weird foreshortening issue happening. For those of you who don't know, foreshortening is the term where like, if there's something away from the camera, like my arm, like if I do this, like if you tried to draw this, like if you were looking at this camera and drawing me like doing this, it's like this is foreshortening, where it's like this part of the arm looks short, right? And it looks short here because how I'm angled. But it's like if I do this, you can see obviously my arm is a lot longer. It's a lot longer than that. But because of the way the angle that I'm facing the camera, you have to do this properly, otherwise it looks wonky. And the arm there looks a little bit wonky. His musculature looks a little wonky to me. And that might be, you might argue it's because of his clothes, but there's a little bit of wonkiness happening for me there. But I'm giving it props, high beats here because of the colors, because of the background. I love all the petals kind of flowing in the air. All that stuff is really nice. Let's go to the next one. Is this Poppy? I'm going to have to probably wait on the chat for this as well, because this is Poppy. Like the little girl, baby girl from the game that was like part of the Elite Four. Which, this has always kind of irked me about this. It's like, in the anime, from the very first episode that we all ever watched, if you've ever watched at least the first episode, you know that you can't really become a full-blown Pokemon trainer until you're 10 years old. But then you play the game and it's like, oh, well, you can go up against like a schoolboy and they're like 7 or 8 years old. So I'm like, in the Pokemon world, is that like technically illegal? Like, I've always wondered that. It's like, why? How come like you as the player have to wait until you're like 10 or 11 to like go on your journey? But it's like, there's other people that are like 5, 6 years old and they have Pokemon. It's like, and they're allowed to battle. It's like, what? Yeah, so I never understood that part of the lore. And then of course we have this like baby girl. Is she a dwarf? Like, is she actually, maybe is like the canon part of her like a dwarf? I don't know. So anyway, let's get back to the art. I'm not a huge fan. I like the colors. I think it's kind of boring. She's just kind of, I mean, she's cute, she's adorable. But I'm just like, okay, she's doing this. She's cutesy. She's got the big chain around her neck, like the big little, it literally is a giant key around her neck. Like, what's the story behind this? Like, where is she? I don't know. Like, at least with like Gita, it's like she's the champion. So I think she was standing outside, like, you know, the Champions Hall. Ortega is standing in a field of flowers, like, I don't know, maybe he's a florist or something. But like, where is this photo? Is she in one of the cities in the game? I don't understand. So for me, I'm putting it in C tier. I'm not really a fan of this. I'm putting it in, do I think it's actually, wait, I don't even know. I think the Absol is slightly better, honestly. Like, I'm just not a huge fan of this. So I'm actually ranking it below the Absol full art, believe it or not. All right, but let's continue. Don't tell me if you're being serious, if there's some lore that says she's like older, I'm gonna lose my you know what. All right, we have Rhyme. Is that Miss Rhyme? FN says it's joking. You know what? You could have been serious. That's the key to the suitcase full of weed, says 999. Oh yeah, says 999. Well, I don't know. You could have been telling the truth. Like, you know, Pokemon has some weird stuff. Like Iono, if you look up Iono's age, she's actually only like supposed to be like 13 or 14. So when people are like calling her a waifu and all this, I'm like, that's a little weird. It's a little weird. Now, I call her a waifu, but at the same time, I recognize that it's weird, right? So I need everyone to recognize that it's weird. Rhyme. I don't really like Rhyme. I'm not really like, if I had a pack and I thought I had a trainer, this to me, like, Miss Rhyme is kind of like the Gordy. Like, oh, you got rhymed. Like, I'm putting it low D tier. Some people are gonna think like, oh no, like you butt munch, how could you do that? But like, man, if I pull this card, I'm gonna be like, I got rhymed, I got Gordied, you know? Like, we do that with Evolving Skies. I'm gonna start a trend, you know. Oh, you got rhymed, son. Like, oh, man. So, some people are saying FN Viking says C. Carlos says S. No. Get ready for a diss track, yeah, right? I'm gonna get a diss track. Someone's gonna be like, "Yo, Cactus, you dissed Miss Rhyme." All right. Okay. And we have another F tier. Yay! I almost dislike this more. Why? Why, Pokemon? Why? 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 Why can someone tell me why this gets an SIR in a small set like Obsidian Flames? How does this happen? Can someone illuminate me about this? I'm not even gonna explain why this is an F tier. We all know why this is an F tier. Like the price of this is gonna be I guarantee by the end of this year, this will be the cheapest SIR in all of Scarlet and Violet. If this is not the cheapest SIR out of everything from Scarlet and Violet, I will be shocked. I want to almost, unless this is like really hard to pull. And even then, guys, mark my words, if this is more than $2 at the end of like this year, I will be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if this hits like $1.50 at some point, because who's going to be like, oh yeah, guy's cute. Like, oh no. Now, of course, if I open up my case when it arrives, and if I pull this, I'll be like, all right, we got an SIR, great, but I'm not going to be like, woohoo. What if it's insanely playable? Then sure. Yeah. It's like $12 to $15. It's so bad that I kind of want it. Yeah. But it's like, I don't want to encourage Pokemon with this, because then we're going to get more stuff like this. Like, what's next? We're going to get like a Poliwag that's like a little Poliwag with like a little terrestrialized crown, and the background is so, and it's like at the beach. It's just like, let's just do one sand dune with like one little sand dune hill and a Poliwag, and it's wearing like an electric crown for terrestrialized electric. Like, no, I don't want to encourage this with the artists. Like do better. Because this is not good. The texturing is nice, but the art is very meh. Like, oh, well, you could say that texturing is good about any of these. You know. All right. Wow. I really only have one S ranked, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have 8 more cards to rank, including this one. That's what can tell you about how small this set is. I think this is either A or this could be the other S. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the crown, the design. It's a little boring. However, I've seen some photos of what this looks like in person, and it looks pretty badass. But does it deserve S tier? I don't know. That's what I've seen in some of these pictures. The texturing with like the lighting effect on the card makes it look pretty insane from some of the photos I've seen. So I'm wondering if in person this card is like off the charts with like the texture and the lighting, and that might make up for how the composition of this card is. Let's be honest, it's kind of boring. The Charizard is just with the wings out, and the crown, but because of how like cool like the terrestrialization like diamond effect looks, it could be crazy pop in person. So I'm gonna be on the hesitant side and give it. I'm putting an S tier, guys, and I'm basing that based on what I think it's gonna look like in person. If it doesn't look as good in person, then it'll drop down to A. In my head, it will. But I think when you pull this in person, it's gonna be like, holy crap, that looks nice. Like, it's just gonna knock socks off. All right, so I'm just gonna. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Charizard's totally going to take over this set like Darkness Ablaze. Well, guys, again, this is a small set. It's going to be like, just like Darkness Ablaze was the third set of Sword and Shield, and it was basically, afterwards, it was only known for the Charizards. I think this is going to be the same situation. In the future, like a year from now, we're going to look back on this set and be like, okay, this was just like, this was our third set Charizard set. You know, so I have my one case ordered. I'm going to leave maybe 1 or 2 of the boxes sealed, and then I'm going to open at least, obviously, at least, I'm going to say at least 4 of the boxes on my channel. So I'll do 4 Sundays in a row where I open up one and do pack battles using them and build my master set, and I'll probably order another Voltex binder. Shout out to them. But yeah, I'm probably not going to get more than that. It pretty much has, every other card has tanked hard. The SIR is the only card slowing, what does it say? Slowly adjusting? Oh, okay, FN Viking, I got you. Jonathan 86, dropping the fire and the eyeballs. He's like, oh. All right. The Reverum SIR. I dig this. The SIRs naturally rank higher on my list because there's more detail. There's more of a story usually with these cards, except for the obvious exception being that Charizard. And it really reminds me of, like, I feel like they took like a cool screenshot from the game and then like gave it like a really cool treatment. Like this, it makes me almost feel like the car, like the vehicle's coming at me, and like I'm about to do battle with one of the leaders of, you know, Team Star, right? So I rank this pretty high. It's not C, it's not B. It's gonna be A for me. The question is, how do I like it more than the Pidgey? And do I like it more? I don't know. Guys, I think I'm gonna give it like low A tier. It's like A- in that area for me. Because I just kind of like the Pidgey. I like the Pidgey, is very nostalgic. I really got to give props to the artist for the pig, and the Palafin and the Ninetales. So yeah, you know, the Oinkalone I like. So I'm gonna give it low A tier, but I dig it. I like the colors, the reds, the oranges, all that good stuff. So it's A tier for me. Ooh, and we're going back down nostalgia lane. We got the Pidgeot. The Pidgeot is conflicting for me. Again, I'm nostalgic. I love this evolutionary line. Brings me back to the old days. But I'm just not like I'm not like super duper crazy about it. Well, let me tell you why I'm not crazy about it. I don't think it's not F tier, obviously. It's not D. It's not C. I'm debating between B and A. Does it deserve to be low A? Oh no, the Pidgey card is definitely better. If I put this in A tier, for me, it's not above the Pidgey. The Pidgey card to me is just that the artist did Pidgey better. It's kind of funny that the artist did Pidgey better than the Pidgeotto, and I feel like the Pidgeot. My gut is telling me to put it at the bottom of A. So like we're talking even lower than the Reverum A tier. It definitely does not outshine the Pidgey. So it's like from Scarlet and Violet 151, I ranked the Bulbasaur S tier, and then the other two were like A tier-ish, right? Because that Bulbasaur was my favorite. I think, it's funny, like I'm seeing that trend happen again with this art line. I think the Pidgey's the best. It has the best composition, like there's a lot of cute details with all the different Pidgeys. So this one's just a little too blah for me. I think they could have done, what they should have done is, they had like 6 or 7 Pidgeys in that card art. Maybe there should have been like 2 or 3 Pidgeottos in that middle card art. And then they should have done, like this artist, the problem is they have a very blah background style, and that sometimes that works, sometimes it does. But here, I wish they had done Pidgey like flying over the buildings or flying up. But when it's just flying at us, it feels blah, it feels boring. But if they had like Pidgey, like a Pidgeot soaring upwards over like kind of crudely drawn buildings and kind of flying off into the sun or something, more of an interesting angle while still using this kind of cartoony, very plain style, it would have been cool. But yeah. We got James. We got Juicy James. I despise the childish art from these evolutions. LOL. Yeah. FN kind of sees what I'm saying too, yeah. But I'm just going to give it low A tier. Again, I think it could possibly be one of those things where it's like you see it in person and you like it. So, yeah. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to... We got a few more guys in this set. Oh, the Gita. The Gita SIR. I really... This reminds me of, like, really high quality, like, concept finesse art you would get from, like when you have really talented artists, like, from Disney or, like, any of those major animation studios, when they make, like, high quality concept art for, like, an idea or for, like, a movie, and they want to sell their movie idea, they get the best artists they can to, like, say, hey, can you draw, like, this person sitting on these stairs looking over a book kind of majestically with this kind of heavenly light shining through with these, like, fern things from these trees hanging down. It's S tier for me, like, all day long. I think this card is really gorgeous. And I'm ranking it above even the Charizard. I mean, F the Charizard. I'm not sorry. I was about to say sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry. The Gita is S tier for me, guys. That's just... I like it. It's gonna be... It's one of those cards, when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, that is insane. I think it's just a very beautiful card. Yeah. I don't know. I like so much about this card. Yeah. To me, it's above the Zard. I think I'm ranking the Zard lower, even if the Zard looks amazing. Even if the Zard is like shine bright like a diamond. The Charizard is lazy. Because it's just a Charizard standing with its wings like this. They could have still done a boss Charizard flying, or standing on a ledge, or, you know, standing at the edge of a volcano. Kind of like that one from 151, but the one from 151, I didn't like it because the Charizard was so far away in the distance of the artwork. That's why I was like, nope, that one does not rank as high. Or did I rank it as high? Because I think the quality of it still looks pretty sweet. But yeah, so I like it. I like the card. All right, let's go to the next one. We got 4 more. Yeah, we got 4 more, including this one. They should have done more on the style as the VMAX product, as the VMAX promo card. Here's Poppy again. Poppy, fantastic Poppy. Oh, excuse me. I feel like the AR Zard takes away from the SAR. The Art Rare Zards takes away from the SIR. Do you mean the regular full art FN Viking? Because that's one of my issues with this set, is that, like, the full art is, like, basically like the same kind of stance as the SAR. Like, really? You didn't do something else? And then, you know what? And then to put salt in the wound, the freaking gold is the same as the full art. Which I know that's what Pokemon does. I get it. But it's like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, if you're gonna give us a small set like this, you could have done something spectacular with the gold. You know, surprise us, surprise the fans, and give us some crazy Charizard that's gold. Don't just... That's the reason why I didn't like Rainbows, is because it was like, well, you get the full art, you get the rainbow version, and you get the gold version. They're all the same. It's like, oh my god, really? Come on. Like, the gold has blue and red, which looks pretty good, actually. Well, we're gonna get to the gold very soon, because I think the gold also pops, but I don't know if I'm gonna rank the gold S tier. I just don't think that's gonna happen. All right, so sorry, I got distracted. Poppy, let's talk about Poppy. Poppy, well, Luna, if you're saying S tier for Poppy, it's just because it has Caparaja. I know you like elephants, so of course you're gonna rank it S tier because of the Caparaja. Well, let me do my usual thing, you guys. Is it F tier? No. Is it D tier? No. Is it C tier? No. Is it B tier? I think it's better than a B tier, honestly. So for me, the Poppy is better than the Pidgeot. The Poppy is also is the Poppy better than the Reverum? I think so. But is the Poppy better than the Pidgey? I don't think so. I don't think so. I like it. I just don't think the Poppy deserves to go any higher. I do like the background in this artwork is really nice. I think the artist did a great job on the Copperajah's colors. Like the shading coming through the trees is really nice. The lighting from like that kind of cascading light effect you see coming through from the sunlight through the trees is nicely done. But I don't know. I'm just not. I can't rank this any high. I can't go any higher for this. But I think this is again one of those cards that you pull it and you'll be like, wow, it actually looks pretty sweet. You know, it could be again one of those. So yeah, and her position does look a little weird. Like who kind of like sleeps on the like this on an elephant? So I don't know. Was I too hasty and I put this in A? I feel like I'm kind of like I'm not crazy about this. I'm not crazy about this. No, I'll leave her there for now. I'm gonna leave her there. We got a couple more. All right, here's the gold. So we have the last 3 golds, guys. This was one of the shorter streams for the art ranking because there's just not as much art for this set. There's 3 more, including this one. The Charizard EX. Has anyone seen this in person yet? I've only seen a couple photos so far leaked out from like pre-releases and stuff. Let me do my ranking. Let me get this out of the way. This is not S tier. This does not deserve to be along with the actual SIR Charizard or SAR Charizard in S tier. It does not. It's not going to be an S tier. All right. Let me F tier. No. D tier. No. C tier. No. B tier. Is it better than Tyranitar? Yes. Vespiquen? Yes. Scizor? Yes. Varoom? Yes. Pidgeotto? Yes. Cleffa? Yeah. Gloom? Ortega? Greta? Not Greta. Oh, Gita. Sorry. This Charizard, is it better than the full art Charizard? I would say yeah. I think the colors from the gold are actually going to help it pop more. Do I think it's better than the Pidgeot? Yeah, I'm not super impressed by the Pidgeot. Do I think it's better than the Reverum? Yeah. Do I think it's better than the Poppy? I'm not really sure. I don't really think it's better than the Poppy, believe it or not. I don't know. I don't think it is. Because if I have to put it better than the Poppy, then that means it's almost as good as the Pidgey. And I can't reward Pokemon for just kind of rehashing the same artwork. So, honestly, I should kind of be, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to reward Pokemon for doing the same exact gold. I'll put it in B. It's higher than this Charizard. Maybe that's sacrilege. I just can't reward them for doing this. And artistically, is it better than the full art? Nah. You know, you could argue the colors might pop a little bit more, but I'm not gonna be like, here, yeah, you're definitely better. So, nope. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, okay, so this is just a regular, like a stadium card, right? It's the artisan card with like okay, so we got the windmill, you got the stadium, you got the building, you got the flowers in the foreground, like, looks like, is there like a little Lechonk by the bench there? Did I just notice that for the first time? Oh, that's pretty funny. There's a little Lechonk by the bench. And then there's also like, it's like a doorway to a shop. And then there's all the steps leading up to like that nearest, like, that is like a stadium, right? There's like a stadium with like the artisan, with the like the windmill in the backdrop. Evan Viking says it's an F tier card. F tier card. The only gold cards I like are the stadium cards, says Dardar. Not to burst your bubble, FN, but it's not an F tier for me. I mean, it's not a failure at all. It's not even a D tier. I feel like I have a lot in the B tier. It looks washed out with the gold texturing. Have you seen the card? Because I'm looking at, I mean, I think the artwork actually looks pretty good. The artist, I like, the level of detail is great. I like that my eyes are kind of drawn like up the stairs to the stadium. Or like my eyes are being kind of drawn upward from the, when I look at the card to like the windmill and stuff. So I kind of dig that aspect of it. I just like I'm gonna put it in C tier, only because I just feel like it's well done, but putting like a stadium or like an item card above C tier is like there's got to be like a crazy good reason for it to be ranked higher. And as much as I like this card, I think the artist did a fantastic job. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it. But I want to be clear that I do like this card. I think the artist did a great job. And I like all the choices they made here. They even got the little Sunflora. I think that's at the top of the stairs, right? I'm just, yeah. All right. And we got the last card again. So we have another item card. So most energies I put in C tier. I think I've done that before. And it's basically kind of like where I think they kind of I shouldn't say the word deserve, because most of these energies end up being more valuable than a bunch of these other cards because people like to add them and put them in their like really high quality decks so they can flaunt it. I think to me, I'm gonna put the gold energy up with the artisan gold in C. It is fire, but yeah, this is not a knock against the card, you guys, but it's a nice card, but it's an energy, right? So it's an energy. Yeah. But yeah, so we're kind of wrapping up here, guys. We've been going for this is one of the shorter ones. It's been about an hour and a half. Is there anything you guys wanted to say here towards the end? Any big disagreements or cards you disagree with, or if you have your tier list ready, as I gave you the link in the pinned comment, you can always share yours in my community page. You can just link me to yours because you can save a copy, and then I think you can export a link, and then you can just paste that link, and I can always look at your choices later because I'd be curious to see what you guys said on your own list. So. Or you can also use the list and make your own video or your own clip or your own short or whatever you want to do. It's all good with me. All these pictures were taken from Poke Beach, from all the rulers of the Black Flame. That's why they're all in Japanese. I do like Lechonk and Cleffa and Gita. Yeah, Gita is dope. A lot of the waifu cards are dope because they just put so much time and effort into those cards. So they end up being usually S or A tier at the very least because they're just so well done. Well, yeah. So, if that's it though, you guys, I might call it here, or we'll just get wrapped up. So, Mike is dropping S and saying fire for what, fam? Fire for what? For what, fam? What are you saying? What did he say? Where is it? I can't find it. Bruh, where is it? What did he say? Oh, what did he say? Alright, but guys, I appreciate you being here for this one. We got our tier ranking list made for Obsidian Flames. I'm still pretty hyped for it, but I'm gonna kind of temper my expectations because I know I've said it 20 times already. It's a small set, okay? So, yeah. But I'm still gonna have a hell of a lot of fun opening it, and I'm looking forward to getting it. But that's pretty much gonna be it, guys. I hope you had a fun time here tonight, just chilling with me. Thank you for being here, for liking, and if you've already subscribed to the channel, I appreciate that. And yeah, so I'll see you either next Sunday and maybe in the next episode of this art ranking when we do it for the next future set. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Peace.